Ladies and gentlemen, the April 2018 commencement ceremony for the School of Management, the School of Health Professions and Studies, and the School of Nursing of the University of Michigan-Flint is about to begin. Please turn off all cell phones and pagers and keep them off for the duration of the ceremony. Let the processional music begin. Professor Keith Moreland, Marshal for today's ceremony. The candidates for doctoral degrees and master's degrees. The candidates for bachelor degrees. the faculty and administration of the University of Michigan-Flint, Chancellor Susan Borrego, if you are able, please rise and join in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets renewed, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Doug Knurr, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. On behalf of the Chancellor, the faculty, staff, and administration, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the April 2018 commencement ceremony for the School of Management, the School of Health Professions and Studies, and the School of Nursing. Please join me in recognizing members of the Platform Party, beginning with the Cabinet of the University. Cabinet, please rise and be recognized. The Council of Deans of the University, please rise and be recognized. The faculty of the university, please rise and be recognized. The President of Student Government and the representative of Staff Council of the university, please rise and be recognized. And a very special thank you today to today's vocalist, Miranda Dahl, who led us in the singing of the national anthem. Also, I would like to recognize and thank our announcer, Beth Heidenreich. Now, to give our formal welcoming remarks and to address the class of 2018, please welcome to the podium the 7th Chancellor of the University of Michigan-Flint, Susan E. Borrego.
Thank you. Good afternoon, welcome, and most importantly, congratulations. Congratulations to the nearly 700 new U of M-Flint graduates whom we celebrate today. We honor the hard work and achievement that has brought you here to this stage. Welcome to the parents, grandparents, spouses, extended family, partners, and friends here to celebrate with us today. Few of us reach this milestone alone, so let's take a moment to thank your village, those in your life who have supported and encouraged you along the way. Feel free to say thanks. Thank you as well to the University of Michigan-Flint faculty and staff who care so deeply for our students. Each student that steps foot on our campus relies on you for guidance, support, knowledge, and encouragement. You too deserve congratulations for the role you played in our student success. Graduates, you've worked hard. You've completed the requirements for a Michigan degree. You've enhanced your ability to think critically, developed expertise in a field, and are prepared to continue contributing to society. Your degree will be a foundation for the path you're pursuing. Some of you completed your degree while working full-time. Others finished this semester and are now thinking about graduate school or your next job. And for some, this is a second degree or an advanced degree. However you arrived here today, this is a milestone, a marker of your academic accomplishment. In addition to the knowledge of your field, the research experiences, and the aha moments you've had at University of Michigan-Flint, you've developed a series of relationships. Relationships between you and new ideas. Relationships between you and classmates that you studied and worked with faculty who facilitated conversations that spurred new ways of seeing or understanding. As you finish your time at the University of Michigan-Flint, I hope that you'll have the confidence that you've developed skills and relationships that you can carry forward with you. When I finished my degree, I was more aware of what I didn't know than what I did know, but I was no longer afraid of what I didn't know because I developed the skills to find out what I needed to know. You can find out anything you need to know using your critical skills, whether that's preparing for your grad school application or your next job, or the problem you need to solve in your current job. Former President Obama once said, "We did not come to fear the future. We came here to shape it." I like to think at the University of Michigan-Flint, we're in the business of creating the kinds of learning environments that constantly explore ways to shape the future. And at a time when the world around us desperately needs leaders to engage across differences, to contribute every day to our communities, that we are graduating that collection of citizens, the ones who will shape the future. And with my lens, the future looks bright because you will be shaping the future. I'm in this arena today with a group of inspirational difference makers, you and those who inspired you. Think about it for a moment. Our students, faculty, and staff have provided countless hours of service in and with the Flint community and the greater Genesee County. Long before the water crisis and in the months since, you and those who came before you lived here, worked here, studied and volunteered, and through research and community-based learning, solved problems and enhanced the quality of life in this city, in this region. That's a part of the benefit of U of M-Flint being an anchor institution in Flint. We are invested and we dig in. You've dug in and made a difference in ways that have changed you and inspired me. Our mission is to provide an excellent education and enhance life in this region. And because of the relationships at the University of Michigan-Flint, this arena will continue to be filled with students like you, making a difference throughout the region. Today, you join over 45,000 University of Michigan-Flint graduates who are committed to making a difference in their communities. You are leaving U of M-Flint prepared for the future with the critical capacity, inventiveness, imagination, and curiosity that comes from a broad and deep liberal arts education. My hope is that each of you takes what you've learned here both in and out of the classroom and makes the world a better place, and that you leave U of M-Flint committed to direct your talents toward the world's deep needs with a generosity of spirit that will guide your activities and your interactions wherever you go. Today we celebrate your success as you graduate with a Michigan degree. Know that you now and always will be a part of University of Michigan-Flint, our legacy as leaders in BEST. Congratulations to all of you. You've made an impact on the community, and I know you will enhance our legacy. Congratulations, and go blue.
Today, we have the special honor of introducing University of Michigan Regent Michael Beam. Regent Beam is a Flint area native. He is president and owner of the law office of Beam & Beam. He is also the chairperson of Business Forward Michigan and was a co-founder of the former president of the Level Field Institute. Beyond his work, he is committed to this community through service. Regent Beam serves on the Board of Trustees of the Flint Institute of Arts, is a big brother through Big Brothers Big Sisters to two young men, and is a founding member of the Flint Youth Initiative. Please welcome Regent Michael Beam.
Thank you, Provost Kinnair. This morning graduation ceremony, I encouraged everyone to become a big brother, big sister, because you get to go see a lot of loud movies. I should have mentioned loud superhero movies that you get to go see. So I would recommend that to anyone seriously. But on behalf of my colleagues on the Board of Regents, it's great to be here today, celebrating this significant milestone with so many accomplished students and proud families is one of the great joys and motivators for us as Regents. We realize earning a higher education degree is a team effort and know that you as graduates also appreciate everyone who has supported you along the way. We have watched you accomplish with great feats during your time at U of M. Now it's your turn to transform your chosen fields. We look forward to watching you excel as tomorrow's nurses, healthcare givers, medical professionals, physical therapists, entrepreneurs, and business people. Today, you leave as leaders in BEST to embark on your personal journeys of discovery. As you prepare to go out in the world, my hope is that you will apply the lessons Michigan has instilled in you, see the potential in every opportunity, overcome roadblocks, and always remember to recognize, respect, and embrace the strengths and differences of others. We are extremely proud of you, each of you, and wish each of you the best of luck. Congratulations, class of 2018. Good luck. Go Blue.
The University of Michigan-Flint established the University of Michigan-Flint Medal of Excellence for Leadership and Service in 2016. Now one of the university's highest honors, the medal is awarded to a visionary who powerfully represents excellence, bold leadership, and unyielding service on behalf of the people of Flint. The 2018 University of Michigan-Flint Medal of Excellence for Leadership and Service is awarded to Mr. Philip R. Hagerman. Phil Hagerman co-founded Diplomat Pharmacy Incorporated with his father in 1975, a company which grew to be the nation's largest independent specialty pharmacy, and in 2014, a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange. Hagerman was Diplomat's chief executive officer and chairman of the board from 1991 to January 2018, and now serves as chairman emeritus on Diplomat's board of directors. For decades, Phil and the Hagerman family have made a difference in the lives of those residing in Genesee County, demonstrating day in and day out the purpose for which the Medal of Excellence for Leadership and Service was created. Mr. Hagerman founded SkyPoint Ventures in 2013 and remains its CEO. SkyPoint Ventures is a real estate and venture investment firm headquartered in Flint, focusing on early-stage companies in multiple disciplines and engaging the entrepreneurial spirit while developing leading industry processes and technologies. His commitment to entrepreneurism in Flint and the surrounding region extends to the University of Michigan-Flint. Initiatives such as the Hagerman Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, Hagerman Student Scholars, and numerous other initiatives in the area are enabling the change and the opportunities that will allow Flint and its citizens to thrive. It is with great pride and gratitude that Chancellor Borrego awards Mr. Philip R. Hagerman the University of Michigan-Flint Medal of Excellence for Leadership and Service.
Well, thank you. I'd like to take a minute and thank Chancellor Borrego and the Vice Chancellor, and really everybody at University of Michigan-Flint that has made such an inspiration, both myself and my wife, as we work through the businesses that we're involved in and through the Hagerman Foundation to try and make Flint and Genesee County an exciting place to live, and really trying to showcase the great work that's being done in this community by the University of Michigan-Flint and so many people, including the students here and the parents in the room. People don't really know and understand what an incredible gem we have here. And so again, I couldn't be more excited about the partnering we've been able to do in the past, but even more, I'm excited about the future. As University of Michigan-Flint continues to thrive, we are looking forward to new projects and new ideas. The young entrepreneurs that I've had a chance to meet through the university and through the work we're doing in Flint are inspirational to me, and I learn from them every single day. And so those of you graduating today, I'll be learning from you very soon. In fact, there's a few graduates out there that I've already learned a bunch from. So thank you so much for this honor. I look forward to seeing all of you as your futures unroll. Thank you.
Our keynote speaker today is a nationally recognized legal and cultural historian with a rich body of work on race, law, slavery, citizenship, and the rights of women. Martha S. Jones is a professor of history and the Society of Black Alumni Presidential Professor at Johns Hopkins University. Prior to that, she was part of our University of Michigan family, serving as a faculty member on the Ann Arbor campus from 2001 to 2017. During her time at the University of Michigan, Dr. Jones was a presidential bicentennial professor, a professor of history and Afro-American and African studies. She is also a founding director of the Michigan Law School program in race, law, and history. Professor Jones earned her PhD from Columbia University and her Juris Doctorate from CUNY School of Law. She spent nearly a decade as a public interest lawyer representing homeless people, women with HIV and AIDS, and people with mental disabilities. Professor Jones is the author of the critically acclaimed book, All Bound Up Together, The Woman Question in African American Public Culture, 1830 to 1900, and Birthright Citizens, A History of Race and Rights in Antebellum America. She also co-edited Toward an Intellectual History of Black Women. We are honored today to welcome Professor Jones back to the University of Michigan at our commencement ceremony as our keynote speaker. Please join me in welcoming Professor Martha Jones.
Good afternoon, class of 2018. For a long time, I wasn't sure I'd ever graduate. I'd enrolled in college twice before, each time letting some combination of intimidation, fear, and frankly, the strain of always being broke lead me to quit. By then, there were those who doubted me. I can still remember the time someone I loved advised me I should learn to type and take shorthand and prepare for life as a secretary. Now, I knew this was a respectable vocation, and I eventually put myself through school typing and then word processing in a secretarial pool. Still, that remark suggested that maybe I didn't have what it would take to finish college. It made me just mad enough to try once more. The third time and the third college, I thought, well, this is it. I won't get another chance. I rented a cheap room, filled out financial aid forms, and talked my way into a temp gig that would help me make ends meet. I was still afraid, but more afraid of failure than anything else. Maybe you've also confronted moments of doubt, not sure you were in the right place, not sure you belonged. I still wonder why that last time college finally stuck. I suppose I was older and more experienced, even if most of that experience was with failure. I think it had something to do with finding my place, with finally figuring out how to be a part of something. There was the classmate living down the hall, who until today is my BFF. There were the professors who opened their doors to their classrooms and their labs. I discovered my inner researcher. There were student organizations, the newspaper, the pre-law society, where I became part of a collective that was building something. Internships helped me figure out my place in the world, or at least how to enter the world through the things I knew and the things I really cared about. Somehow, between hustling at school and at work, cooking cheap meals in one pot, taking my calls on a payphone in the hall, choosing long walks home to save on bus fare, and scouring dusty shops for used books, somehow amidst all that was against me, I found my place. I not only attended college, I was a part of it, connected to people, to ideas, and to the many ways in which I and my classmates hope to make our marks, if not change the world. I recall with whom I was sitting during the graduation ceremony. I still know them today, Danny and Deborah. So have a look around, graduates. Really look at the person to your left. Look at the person to your left. Take a moment to look at the person to your right. Remember these faces, because these are the lifelong friends who were sitting beside me all the time. They were signs that I belonged. Our school, Hunter College, was not a fancy place. It was a public institution that took chances on people like me. It was not the sort of place you read about much in the New York Times, not the sort of place that's associated with the winners of Nobels or Pulitzers or MacArthurs. But it was ours, and it mattered as much as any place does. Today, we celebrate your graduation, your crossing over, class of 2018, your caps and gowns, the letters besides your names, BA, BSN, MPH, PhD, and more. These are your signs of belonging, of a permanent connection to this place, your indelible relationship to the University of Michigan-Flint as alumni. These are the badges of belonging that you all will always share. And still, each of you has your own story. That moment when you knew you belonged here, that this was your place. Mine came late one night in my senior year. My professor, Dr. Muller, had let me stay late in the lab to finish an experiment. I was alone, closing up the fish tanks. We studied weaker electric fish. They were called Ganathemus petersii, and I still remember and can pronounce the name after all these years. I closed down the lab and walked through the empty, dark corridors all by myself. Still, I knew that somehow I belonged, that the university was my place too. I knew I was part of a whole, of something bigger than myself. I felt proud, I felt reassured, and I would never really walk alone in the same way again. That is, I think, one vision of what it means to belong. Today, I'm a historian of belonging. Maybe it was that experience of learning to make my place in college that led me to ask what it means for us to belong, not only to a family or to a community or to a university. Maybe that experience led me eventually to also ask what it means to belong to a nation, to a democracy. Sometimes we call that belonging citizenship. To understand this question of belonging, of what it means to be an American, I turn to a subject that has personal meaning to me. I tell you this to say, don't ever let someone tell you that their research is merely objective or scientific or neutral. All scholars employ rigorous methods, but many, if not most, choose our research subjects because it has some meaning in our own lives. For historians, this often means we study the past to understand the present and our place in it. I'm no exception. So when I wanted to understand citizenship, I looked to the example of my own family, of the generations that came before me. Among them are people who were held as slaves in the American South some 200 years ago. I wondered if investigating their struggles to find their place, if their struggles to belong might tell me something about our own 21st century. If I read through the dusty old records of the past, could I shed light on the present? It turns out I could. So what have I learned? I learned that for many decades, nearly 100 years, American lawmakers waffled. They could not agree about whether former slaves were members of this nation. They doubted that such people were entitled to rights under the Constitution. They even thought it might be better to deport them, some 500,000 of them, to Africa or Canada or the Caribbean. I also learned that this unsettling situation, being unsure about their belonging, was a terrible state of affairs for former slaves, even as they were free people. They were raising families, building communities and schools. They were business people, church leaders, and political activists. They even paid taxes. But to live under a cloud of doubt about their belonging was a heavy burden, and some of them fled the United States rather than endure a constant threat. I also learned how former slaves fought back in ways big and small. They went to local courthouses when threatened with the loss of their wages or their homes or the custody of their children. They learned how to use the law to back them up. Permits to travel and keep guns, for example, made aspects of their lives more secure. They brought big lawsuits when they needed to, going to high courts to insist that they had a right to justice, or at least a little piece of it. They lobbied, signing petitions, holding mass meetings, and heading to the state capitol or to Congress to make their arguments in ways that were forceful and that the entire nation could hear. Finally, I learned that they did not always win. Sometimes they could defeat those who aimed to degrade them or to force them into leaving the country. At other times, they lost, and many thousands would migrate away from the US, looking for a home and a more secure sense of belonging somewhere else. But they never ceased to fight, and when the Civil War broke out in 1861, Black Americans clamored, petitioned, held mass meetings and rallies, and otherwise insisted that they would fight against slavery and for civil rights. They believed that once they had taken up arms and risked their lives for the nation, once they had done that, no one could deny that they were citizens. They celebrated after the war when the Constitution was changed. It was amended to make all persons, regardless of race, all persons born in the United States, citizens of the United States for the very first time. It was a second American Revolution. My ancestors migrated from small towns and riverfront plantations to the city of Greensboro in North Carolina, where they began to learn what citizenship might mean. I told you, though, didn't I, that I'm one of those historians who aims to tell the past to illuminate the present. So one more set of lessons from this history. Like today, Americans have always used citizenship as a tool for excluding people, as a way to underscore who is in and who is out, who is deserving and who is not. Citizenship can be a cruel sword that cuts through families and communities, no matter what those people may have given to the nation. I also learned that those who make our laws, those in high places like courts and legislatures and the White House, even people in high places can fumble, they can err, or otherwise fail to remedy a humanitarian crisis in their very midst. They might even let it go on and on for decades, indifferent to the real costs to the people they are charged with serving. As was true for 500,000 former slaves before the Civil War, it is true today for some 11 million undocumented immigrants. They suffer as the nation's leaders look on with indifference, and even some with disgust. I learned about resilience, about how people will define their belonging when denied it by officialdom. They will put down roots of family, of faith, of school, of work, and even of pleasure. I learned that people will build something out of nothing because we are not solitary beings. We are not content when isolated or alone. Instead, we seek a sense of belonging, both big and small, and will strive for that with all we have, even when the obstacles appear to be insurmountable. There were those who doubted former slaves, just as there are those who doubt immigrants today. My forebears from 200 years ago taught me never to be quiet, never to sit down, never acquiesce, never to simply accept the lines that others might draw for me. They believed themselves to be citizens in their guts, and they hoped the rest of the nation would catch up. Their stories, as are the stories of so many families today, they are stories of our how belonging isn't merely something that is bestowed upon us. Belonging is something we do. It is an active, dynamic process by which we make our world and make ourselves a part of it. You, dear graduates, stand today at the precipice of another adventure in belonging. New schools, new jobs, new families, new adventures, new uncertainties. They all await you. When Chancellor Borrego suggested that I might return to Flint and speak with you today, I wasn't sure she was right. I asked myself, do I belong? Am I the right person to stand up here in cap and gown at the podium addressing this remarkable gathering of staff and faculty and you, dear graduates, along with your families and your friends? And then I remembered that there was only one way to find out, only one way to discover a new belonging, and that is to believe that I belong, to take the chance to come here to Flint and to do the job. It's one more step in a lifetime of learning to belong, and I'm grateful to you, Chancellor, for your leadership, a style of leadership that has made it possible for so many of us in this room to discover that we too belong. Commencement is a ceremony that marks new beginnings, a ceremony that asks you to step out from the places you know well, the places you're sure that you belong. It asks you to believe that there are still other places you have yet to go and to be a part of. You might not always succeed, though I hope you almost always do. There may be those who doubt you, though I hope you'll never doubt yourself. There will perhaps be those who from time to time suggest that you don't quite belong. They, I want to assure you, are wrong. Belonging is not what we are. It is what we do. It is who we become. It is what we believe and what we are willing to work for. Go on then, graduates of 2018. Make your places out there in the world. We need you. And thanks.
Thank you, Professor Jones, for your inspiring words and for being here with us today. Will the students wearing gold honor cords please rise? It is customary in commencement ceremonies to give special recognition to those students who have achieved an overall grade point average that qualifies them to be recognized as graduating with honors. This recognition reflects a superior level of ability, a high distinction of scholarship, and an exemplary record of achievement. Please join me in congratulating the honor students on their achievements. The Maize and Blue Distinguished Scholar Awards were established to recognize graduating seniors who combine exceptionally high academic achievements with exemplary service to the university and community. They have been nominated by their academic department or program and have been selected by the Scholarships, Awards, and Special Events Committee. The Maize and Blue Award is the most prestigious award given by the university to graduating seniors. Will the recipients of the Maize and Blue Awards please approach the platform as directed by the ushers?
Danielle Emerson. Stephen Moon. Christopher Shea. Olivia Norfolk. Elizabeth Glasgow.
Each year, a Maize and Blue Award winner is chosen as the student speaker. I'm very pleased to introduce Danielle Emerson. Danielle is a prime example of what we mean by leaders and best at the University of Michigan. During her time at UM-Flint, Danielle was in the honors program and spent a significant amount of time tutoring other students. She's committed to the community, seeking out volunteer opportunities at the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan, and even taking part in a cardiac assessment of teenagers. As part of her studies, Danielle traveled to Cambodia as part of a medical mission group from UM-Flint who provided health assessments and health education to those in need. She provided nursing care in villages, hospitals, and orphanages with limited equipment. Danielle is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing. For her dedication to her studies, her research, and her community, she was selected as your student speaker today. Please welcome Danielle Emerson to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us to celebrate such a significant milestone in our lives. I am honored to be representing the graduating class of 2018. I would like to start by thanking my family, my friends, and the U of M-Flint faculty for helping me grow to be the person I am today, as I'm sure all of you show the same gratitude toward those who have supported you during this chapter of your life. As students at the University of Michigan-Flint, we have all faced trials and tribulations, as well as the fear of the unfamiliar. But sitting here today means we have faced those challenges with perseverance and determination to succeed. I encourage all of us to face our futures with that same tenacity and resolve, and as Denzel Washington once said, fall forward. What is meant by fall forward, you may be wondering? Well, first, do not be afraid to fail, for there is always something to gain from a failure. We all will be, or have been, unsuccessful at some point in our lives, whether it be on a university assignment or a personal endeavor. That's okay. Failure is not a flaw. It's an opportunity. Following the completion of my second year in the nursing program, I applied for a nurse externship along with several of my peers in order to gain further nursing experience. Many of us were selected to attend an interview. I was confident in my interview skills, as well as my academic excellence and volunteer experience. Walking out of the interview, I thought I had nailed it. Yet, days passed, then weeks passed, and I still had no information as to whether I was or was not offered one of the available positions. After talking with several of my peers and hearing that some of them had received the extern position, it was clear that I had not. To say the least, I was discouraged. I had two options: feel sorry for myself and make excuses, or challenge myself and benefit from my failure. I chose the latter. I analyzed what I did well, what I could have done better, and what I would have changed. I utilized the lessons learned from that defeat to successfully interview to become the 2018 commencement speaker. I fell forward. I would like you all to think of a time that you perceived that you had failed. It probably was not a terrific feeling. Nevertheless, I ask you to ponder what came of that failure. Did you learn what not to do on a future assignment? Did you learn an innovative way to approach a situation? I'm sure you all can think of a lesson learned from a past defeat. If you utilized your failure as a stepping stone to greatness, you fell forward. Every graduate here today has the skills and the training to succeed. But ask yourself, do I have the guts to fail? After all, as Bill Gates once said, it's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. Secondly, in order to fall forward, you cannot be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. To achieve something you have never had, you have to do something you have never done. As an honor student here at the University of Michigan-Flint, I was provided the opportunity to study abroad. The director of the honors program, Dr. Maureen Toom, invigorated me to select the International Service Learning Trip available through the School of Nursing. Led by nursing faculty, Professor Maureen Tippin, the trip was a 2-week journey to Phnom Penh and Siem Reap, Cambodia to deliver nursing care and health education to the underserved population. I was apprehensive and nervous. Needless to say, the experience was way out of my comfort zone. However, by exceeding the boundaries of my comfort zone, I fostered my clinical skills and cultural care abilities, as well as developed a great appreciation for what I am blessed with here in the United States and at the University of Michigan-Flint. Although our goal was to leave a mark behind in Cambodia, I was unaware of the more significant mark the people there would leave on my heart and my mind. I fell forward. So, graduating class of 2018, I leave you with this mission. When you leave the familiar surroundings, your fellow students, and the extraordinary faculty of the University of Michigan-Flint, maintain confidence, never hold back, put forth everything you have, and when you fall throughout life, fall forward. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Congratulations, everyone, and go Blue.
Thank you, Danielle. Now we shall give public recognition to the students of the University of Michigan-Flint who are graduating today. Those candidates for all degrees will be presented by the deans of their respective schools. Dr. Stephen Turner will now begin the presentation of the graduates from our doctoral and master's degree programs.
Will the candidates for the doctoral and master's degrees please rise? Chancellor Borrego, on recommendation of the faculty of the School of Management, the School of Health Professions and Studies, and the School of Nursing, I present these candidates to you and recommend them for the degrees of Doctor of Anesthesia Practice, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Accounting, Master of Public Health, Master of Science, and Master of Science in Nursing upon completion of their respective courses of study.
By the authority of the state of Michigan, vested in the regents of the university, and by them delegated to me, the degrees for which you are candidates, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, will be conferred upon you as recommended by your faculty. In recognition of this accomplishment, you will receive your diploma cover and be arrayed with the appropriate hood.
Will the candidates now standing please come to the stage as directed by the ushers?
Doctor of Anesthesia Practice, Shannon Sblansky. Bradley Stalfluk. Amy Torbenson. Doctor of Physical Therapy, Kayla Hahn. Sheila Ghosh. Megan Lucero. Samantha Miller. Simon Nushin. Rina Panya. Cassandra Van Dyke. Doctor of Nursing Practice, Sarah Baker. Nicole Cameron. Jillian Clifford. Paul Dieleman. Jessica Douglas. Kelly Forster. Miranda Gary. Naomi Grasso. Emily Heft. Stacy Jones. Josephine Kamandat. Jennifer Ludwig. Eukarya Mbata. Suzanne Myron. Margaret Morrison. Ann Rader. Amy Rates Benner. Tanya Resmer. Laura Semmelbauer. Robin Schisler. Corinne Cisco. Paris Spangler. Erica Stone. Carolyn Stewart. Wee Tan. Emarina Tompkins. Ludika Wallace. Wendy Webster. Allison Williams. Jacqueline Wolf. Kyle Taylor. Master of Business Administration. Jason Abaspor. Amanda Bronson. Calvin Charania. Ming Liu. Michael Lonsberry. Rupesh Mahajan. Michael McGahee. Kisham Modia. Marilyn Montgomery. Yang Moore. Eric Netkovsky. Joy O'Brien. Britt Patterson. Kellen Riker. Bhavana Sanap. Evan Scarbeck. Ilona Takakura. Purnima Thapa. Shane Tracy. Jashim Uddin. Jakita Welsh Kelly. Jessica Winovsky. Master of Science in Accounting, Adam Breacher. Cheng Ah Gan. Amy Tartar. Terrence White. Master of Public Health, Amy Bacon. Erin Brown. Kande Campbell. Halima Curry. Ashley Dwal. Henan Gunter. Jordan Kitzman. Komi Kilero. Rachel Mahon. Alyssa Miller. Dion Moore-Smith. Shirley Ann Osei Onama. Anisha Singh Ram. Sean Schott. Jennifer Thornquist. Master of Science in Anesthesia. Christopher Engel. Tony Antonino. Luke Beakey. Nicole Dabb. Ryan Fry. Stephanie Gage. William Good. Greg Johnson. Philip Kadzi. Kendall Murphy. Andre Pulford. Leslie Romaya. Cassie Shocker. Sarah Struders. Caitlin Thompson. Jordan Van Overbeck. Master of Science in Health Education, Sherelle Bell Brown. Master of Science in Nursing, Laura Bottomley Brown. Christine Bozek. Marcy Coates. Hillary Cooper. Tabitha Crownander, Christine Gabriel, Colleen Gabriel, Stephanie Gialdi, Linda Lekowski, Shayna McLaren, Aisha Massey, Jessica Nolan, Avani Patel, Nicole Silvestri, Dust Ann Spalding, Kim Truckner, This concludes the awarding of diplomas for the doctoral and master's degrees.
You may be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Scott Johnson, and I am Dean of the School of Management. I now call upon the candidates from the School of Management to please rise. Chancellor Borrego, upon completion of their respective courses of study and on the recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates for degrees in the School of Management.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the regents of the university and by them delegated to me, the degrees for which you are a candidate, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, will be conferred upon you as recommended by your faculty.
Will the candidates from the School of Management now standing please come on stage as directed by the usher for the presentation of diplomas?
Right.
Amy Lazar,
Olivia Norfolk.
Morta Alubaidan.
Nahar Algathani.
Ahmed Al-Hissan.
Mohammed Algathani.
Brandon Olf.
Stacy Babbitt.
Tyler Borkowski.
Jacob Brownfield.
Kevin Brunner.
Anna Campabanella.
Keith Burton.
Han Cho.
Christopher Carwunis.
Cody Dervanoy.
Samantha Cornier.
Angela Guerrero.
Stephanie Eagle.
Michael Engel. Habas.
Emily Francis.
Adam Habas.
Heidi Gola.
Johnny A. Isaac.
Senna Harmon.
Stephen Hamrick.
Alicia Leggett.
Jennifer LeBron.
Cameron McIntosh.
This one. Brandon Love.
Jalen McKinney.
Nicholas Matthias.
Maxwell Montney.
Madison McCrum.
Dominic Neal. Jalen Nunn.
Joshua Mac. Do it again. We'll do it again. Joshua McIntosh.
Jacob Pelch.
Andrew Michaud.
Ann Rhoda.
Promise Mosley.
Lauren Rowley.
Katie Newton.
Wyatt Short.
Yuchen Oya.
Nicholas Galecki.
Selena Rodriguez.
Trenton Spelker.
Hannah Schult.
Amy Sullivan.
Matea Simmons.
Lindsay Tonsel.
Jacob Soto.
Celeste White.
Adam Stites.
Carly Williams.
Kyle Susala.
Jawanta Wyatt.
Julie Vahansky.
Marlo Smith.
Charles Wilhelm III. Amanda Wilson. This concludes the awarding of the diplomas to graduates of the School of Management.
Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fry, and I am Dean of the School of Health Professions and Studies. Will the candidates for degrees from the School of Health Professions and Studies please rise? Chancellor Borrego, upon completion of their respective courses of study and on the recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates for degrees in the School of Health Professions and Studies.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the regents of the university and by them delegated to me, the degrees for which you are candidates, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, will be conferred upon you as recommended by your faculty.
Will the candidates from the School of Health Professions and Studies, now standing, please come to the stage as directed by the usher for presentation of diplomas.
Christopher Shea.
Elizabeth Glasgow.
Noor Abdallah.
Aaliyah Anthony.
Regina Allen.
Abdulaziz Alamari.
Reem Al-Shabib.
Zainab Al-Aradi.
Samaher Barashid.
Shelby Babcock.
Dana Bantley.
Hannah Bawardi.
Bonnie Candia.
Sierra Brank.
Malika Seegers.
Deirdre Carter.
Anthony Zarniak.
Becky Chamberlain.
Katie Dixon.
Catherine Dufresne.
Martina Edwards.
Deluti? Delugi. Deluti. Tabitha Deluti.
Ebony Harden.
Mary Everett.
Taylor Gilbert.
Shantieris Green.
Corey Horn.
Allison Haw.
Reina Irshid.
Marisa Howe.
Lindsay Kennedy.
Morgan Kelly.
Garrett Knickerbocker.
Talia Kestelut.
Palum Cortaga.
Kyle Kowalczyk.
Virginia Link.
Madison Liley.
Jermarius Major.
Alisa Logie.
Jonathan Mateen.
Alisa Martinez.
Joby McCarthy.
Kristen Mazzola.
Brianna McKenna.
Megan Meyer.
Tatiana Miller.
Taylor Miller.
Austin Murphy.
Samantha Nemmer.
Hannah Newman.
Kristen Norton.
Megan Parker.
Raina Richardson.
Jamie Picnic.
Sarah Ross.
Hannah Rickard.
Even Satterley.
Jordan Roush.
Kelsey Sluter.
Hannah Schubring.
Rebecca Stewart.
Jenna Spahn.
Angela Wang.
Megan Wansickle.
Marzella Williams. That's right.
Diamond Wilder.
Tell me when. This concludes the awarding of diplomas to the candidates from the School of Health Professions and Studies. You may be seated. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Margaret Andrews, and I'm the interim dean of the School of Nursing. Will the candidates for degrees from the School of Nursing please rise? Chancellor Borrego, upon completion of their respective courses of study and on the recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates for degrees in the School of Nursing.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the regents of the university and by them delegated to me, the degrees for which you are candidates, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, will be conferred upon you as recommended by your faculty in the School of Nursing.
Will the candidates from the School of Nursing, now standing, please come on stage as directed by the usher for the presentation of diplomas.
Danielle Emerson.
Kiwana Bernard.
Stephen Moon.
Fatima Barada.
Nisreen Barada.
Laura Bellinger.
Jagger Bennett.
Tiffany Burnham.
Ashley Boyd.
Lisa Edmonds.
Devin Shalou.
Shanika Embry.
Ashley Davis.
Darika Hardy.
Alicia Demo.
Ronald Isaac Jr.
Heather Drost.
Amanda Keller.
Anthony Ellis.
April Kentish.
Obianaju Enwere.
Christopher LaGraff.
Paige Hope.
Janelle Meyer.
Diana Katrachski.
Matthew Olaf.
Amanda Kennedy.
Danny Logan.
Lindsay Kerr.
Leanne Pinchok.
Kelly Lusick Starr.
Sydney Spielmaker.
Danielle Middleton. Ellie Newman.
Carissa Palmer. Did we do that right? Something happened there.
Lindsay Plouffe.
Jolanda Price Yancey.
Jessica Regan.
Tori Wren Cabbage. I remember.
Dana Renard.
Molly Schmidt.
Lauren Smith.
Tawana Williams.
Michelle Urban.
Swati Ren Katachalin.
Laura Patterson Hella.
Sasha Chavez.
Jessica Walker. Nicholas Sweet. Sharday Turney. Tameka Wood.
This concludes the awarding of diplomas to candidates from the School of Nursing. You may be seated.
There is much effort and planning required for today's ceremony. I'd like to thank the many staff and volunteers who make this day possible for our graduates and their families. The awarding of the degrees is now concluded. It's now time for turning of the tassel. Graduates, please rise. Graduates, you may shift your tassel from the right to the left side. You are now officially inducted as graduates into the Alumni Association of the University of Michigan. Go Blue!
The formal commencement exercises are now complete. The audience